FCC didn't really have of significance, and now, like after this year, working really closely and going like all the FCC meetings, like I realized there is a lot of purpose to FCC. So I just want to continue that networking and not let it die down. So another one of my goals for next year is to really work on board dynamics. This will be, if elected, this will be my third year on board, and I've gone through 2 different boards, and I know, or I see what works, I see what doesn't work, and I just really want board to work as a collaborative instead of, because the way I see board right now, we work as separate entities to get something done. And I really want to see board work cohesively together, be able to have one like end product where we're all proud of it, where there's, I just want us to all really work together. Another one of my goals is to, this is something new, or I thought about this throughout the year, however I only spoke to a couple people about it. I see how in our KP components, there is a lack of support from board, from board members, and I feel like STAR gets, because STAR has 3 board members on there, 2 board members and an exec, and I feel like CORE should be given that same opportunity to have an exec on their core board. I don't exactly know the extent into which external could really benefit core board, but I'm willing to work with the current core board or the new core board to figure out like what they would require, or like what they would want to see from like VC external as part of core. And so I really think there needs to be another person so the support could really be there, and the details could be hashed out, later on. And so my other goal would be to, although I really enjoyed Malkasama this year, I really think Malkasama lacked substance. It was very enjoyable for a lot of people. I enjoyed a lot of the acts and the diversity of acts and whatnot, but I think there needs to be more cultural substance, more history, more art. Like people from like the PR candidates said, they do want to incorporate more of that. What I want to do is really so I really want people at the end of Malkasama to be able to say that they had a great time, but also they learned something. They have more knowledge of the Filipino culture, just the Filipino community together, because I don't see, witnessing Malkasama for the past 3 years, I feel like this format has really embraced the concept of Malkasama, of coming together, and I think I really want to push for that, or push for keeping that format while adding substance. In terms of my qualifications, I think I'm very knowledgeable with event planning. In terms of Malkasama specifically, I like to consider myself the third coordinator, because I did work with them a lot. I worked with them from the beginning of the Malkasama process to the time when Malkasama almost got canceled. And so in terms of experience, I feel like I have a lot of experience with event planning, and working with our CSI advisor, working with our fund manager, working with all the people in terms of getting things done logistically. I pretty much have that under I know that from the back of my hand. And so with that said, so I just really hope you see the passion, or you see what I want to do with this position, and hopefully that translates to you all.
That's a hard question because I've worked with a collective for a very long time, and it does work, and work does happen. I think with KP, just the way it is and how it's integrated with the university, it does need to have a form of hierarchy so that people are accountable. I feel like I'm not answering the question. Anyways, I don't see KP functioning as efficient without hierarchy with the way it's running now. Because the way KP runs now is that there's 3 main events. So to run those 3 main events, you kind of have to be like top down type stuff. I feel like if KP focused more on year-long type of initiatives and projects, then maybe it's possible.
For me, I also do agree that KP needs to have the hierarchy. I feel like with the hierarchy, it's there so, I guess so the work, there's like some kind of guidance for the work, for the workload, because if we all work, if we just all work like as a collective, everyone's just gonna wait for other people to speak up and guide the project, and no one's gonna take more work than someone else. And so I feel like it needs to be there for the purposes of getting events done in an efficient manner. And so, yeah, I do agree that we do need to have the hierarchy there. Okay. I think in term for KP Core, like, wait, can you repeat your question again? Sorry.
I'm hoping, can you spend more on the roles that you're planning to play with KP Core and examples of how you're going to like help represent Core to KP as a whole and even more to the community at large?
So to answer the part where, what role would I play within KP Core if elected as Vice Chair External? I think because external, you network a lot with outside organizations. High school students they do have their own organizations there. I feel like I could be a lead to help with the workload of the current, or of the core coordinators. Like, I could help with the whole, like, I guess, like, logistics planning and making, or, how do I word this? Like, working like with the administrative aspects of it to make sure things are getting done. Just to like, and to be that other person to help support Core, to help them like, maybe like they need like an extra push from another individual, and I think really the main thing is to be another support from board and to be a liaison between board and Core, and also just help with the administrative process. And then what was the second, or how would I?
How are you going to represent Core to KP and the community as well?
Okay. To represent it to KP, I think like the way I see Core is a program that really is going to help like the underrepresented students, and this is an opportunity that I wasn't given in high school. I didn't have any programs like this, so I think by sharing my story that, like if people take on these opportunities, like they're gonna really be able to benefit from it. And so to present it to KP, like I would just really share my story, and I've actually gotten a lot of feedback from my high school students. We're doing stuff for high school conference, like that they really want, like a lot of them really want programs that would provide them with more information, I guess. And so with that, like, I don't know, I would just really try to get KP members to be really motivated for Core and the potential it could possibly reach. And I really want to be there to help Core realize its full potential.